If you're watching this video, it's because you have just seen my blog post about 7 tips to increase your online sales. So if you didn't know, haven't met me before, I've been in corporate fashion my entire career, and now I work with small brands and brand new entrepreneurs who have their fashion line up and running. You're making sales, but you want to make more sales and grow your revenue. So here's what I like to recommend that new brands do to try and increase their sales right out of the gate. So the first thing that you really want to take a look at is knowing who your ideal customer is. You've probably heard this a million times in the online space, but it's super, super important. I have a freebie. I'm going to drop the link so you can grab that. Take a look at the workbook, work your way through it, have fun with it. Connecting with your ideal customer is one of the best things you can do as a new brand, but also to go back and look at if you're an existing brand and just refresh yourself. It will inform everything that you do, from designing your product to mastering your marketing and your messaging and everything that you do to grow your sales. That's the first thing. Second thing that I like to have clients do, and this is something that we did every week, every month in the fashion world, is to really plan your assortment. Often we get really passionate about a product and we want to launch it. That's wonderful, and you probably have your own expertise. But I like to have clients sit and look at what they're currently doing, think ahead to where they want to get to. Sometimes you want to launch one item, you might be launching a legging or a t-shirt, but ultimately the goal is that you have a full collection, lots of mix and match pieces or separates. So it's a really good idea to have an idea of where you want to get to, so you can plan your product launches incrementally to make sure you're going to hit your goal. And that can be in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, or 5 years. So it's always great to have a really good product plan in place. And in the business of fashion, we call that merchandising, which is a little bit like mastering your product. And then the next thing that is super important is to think about your pricing and your price tier and where you sit in the competitive landscape. Now, in big brands, that really has a whole team that focuses on that kind of price comparison. But for small brands, what I like to have small brands do is really look at the competition. See who has product that your product might sit next to if it was in a retail store. Does it sit in a Nordstrom? Does it sit in a Target? Does it sit in a Bergdorf Goodman? So those are really the kind of the market tiers or price tiers you want to think about when you're pricing and positioning your product. And that will really help inform how you speak to your customer, how you talk about the benefits and the value that's in your product, and it really will free you up to kind of get creative within your product tiering. And then the last tip that I have, if you are a new brand or a small brand, is to not be afraid to look at the competition. This isn't about copying the competition. This is about looking at what we like to call the competitive set. So if you are a body scrub brand, look at other people in the beauty area, bath product area. Really make yourself acquainted with what they're doing. You might find some voids within the marketplace that you can take advantage of that wouldn't be a good fit for their brand, but would be a good fit for yours. And you can stay on top of what is trending out there in the marketplace. Again, the more informed you are, the better you can take those learnings and apply them to your own brand. And again, it's about finding the nuggets that you can then adapt that are going to work for you, and not to turn yourself into the other brand. So don't be afraid of looking at the competition. So those are just a few tips to kind of point you in the right direction as you think about your product positioning, your product assortment, so what you're offering, and also your ideal customer. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you.